Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Dreadnok Ripper. We get this great digital render on the front of the box. We get the motorcycles in the gas station outside, the musical equipment inside, very much the same as what we got with Buzzer's render. We get the soda cans in there as well, which I think is a really, really cool touch. It's a little bit of a missed opportunity that we're not really gonna get the other Dreadnoks in this same scene because we're moving away from the full box, moving back to the plastic window packaging. So it's a little bit bittersweet that we got two that kind of line up, but we probably won't get more. But you know, life goes on. The toys are coming out of the box anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We get the loadout up in the top corner there, and then the art on the side. On the side of the box, we get the blue digital image of the character. We get the QR code and the teeny tiny icons for his specialization. We get much bigger icons on the back, much cleaner, much easier to read. Ripper stands at 6.5 inches tall. He is definitely one of the bigger figures in the line. We get the full loadout on the back there with the figure as well as the accessories. And callouts to a couple of the specific details, the tattoos, and some of his personal accessories. The accoutrement, his glasses, his earrings, you know, his necklace. Definitely a figure that I'm excited to get out of the box. Some legalese on the bottom and more on that side. On the side of the box, we get the full art and number 102 for anybody that's keeping track. Let's rip Ripper out of the box. All right, first impressions of this figure straight out of the box. This thing is awesome. This is a really, really great figure. It's a fun figure. It's pretty well executed as well. There's been a couple figures recently that have been a little bit off. There's a couple figures that I've had, you know, some issues with. I've got a couple little nitpicks about this figure, but by and large, like really, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. QC is good, the paint is good. I've got one tiny little QC thing with paint, but it's not even like I don't know that it really matters. Like it doesn't bother me at all. The pants, you know, it's got good texture on the pants. The tattoos look really, really good. He's got the Grim Reaper on his shoulder there, which looks great. I mean, it's very, very crisp. You probably are, I mean, whether it's gonna show up crisp on camera or not, I don't know. He's got sort of an Oni on the other arm, a sort of demon type face. And then some claws ripping out of his forearm, and they're all crisp and clear and clean. He has got the teardrop under his eye, which looks really, really good. It's tiny, so you can't see it, and there's no way it's gonna show up on camera here. But his one eyeball, he has like a contact lens that's a happy face. The head sculpt is fantastic. The beard looks great. The hair looks great. Everything is done really, really well. The paint apps are very good. This is my gripe. This is my one complaint about the figure. On the box, the razor blade earring on his ear there is much more of a silver color, much more of like the color that a razor blade would be. On the figure, it's a dark metallic kind of gunmetal, so you don't really notice at first glance that it's a razor blade. Same is true for his necklace. That's my complaint about this figure. Honestly, that's like my biggest problem, and that's easily something that I can fix. That is well within my my very, very limited artistic capabilities. The only other sort of QC issue thing that I have is that on his shoulder there, you can see a little bit of green on the torso. So the torso is this green color, and then they've painted the flesh over top of that. So some of the green comes through a little bit right at the edge of the shoulder. But more so, you know, on the one side than the other. So that's really not a complaint for me. I don't have an issue with it at all. That's gonna happen. I don't know how you could really get around that. Part of the reason that I sort of complain about the razor blades is because they used silver paint. I mean, there's silver paint on his belt buckle. So I don't know why they couldn't have sort of used that color. It's on the spikes as well, so I don't know why they couldn't have used that color. Maybe it's a different part of the factory or something. I don't know. Maybe they ran out of paint on the production line. But like I said, a really, really good figure, and very well executed. It's a lot of fun. The Dreadnoks are not something that I absolutely needed, in the sense that, you know, they weren't the top of my need list. Obviously, I wanted them. They're the Dreadnoks. You got to get the Dreadnoks. But you know, between Zartan, Zarana, Buzzer, and Ripper, they're some of the most consistently good figures too. So I'm very excited with these releases, and I'm looking forward to more Dreadnoks. Torch, Monkey Wrench, you know, bring them on. I would love to get a Thunder Machine. I would love to get some of the sort of extended Dreadnoks, you know, some of the stuff that came up in the later comics and stuff like that. But we will see. For now, I'm happy with the pace that we're getting the Dreadnoks, because this guy is super fun, and as I said, so have the other ones been. But what makes these guys even more fun is some of the weird and wacky accessories that they come with. So let's take a look at the accessories. Starting off with his sunglasses. Now, these are very on brand, I think, for a Dreadnok. They've got that 90s vibe. You know, the haircut, the head sculpt combined with these glasses, it kind of reminds me of the next door neighbor in Office Space. Anyway, we also get a big old knife. Now this has a painted blade. It's a sort of a gunmetal gray, lighter than the earring and the razor blades on the necklace. Again, so why couldn't they have used this color? But it's got the knuckle shield as well, which is really, really cool. As I said, you know, they're doing a good job keeping the accessories on brand for the Dreadnoks. We get a small pistol, and it is quite small. I mean, compared to some of the other pistols that we've gotten, it feels a little on the small side for a Dreadnok. You know, given that the last accessory is pretty excessively big. This rifle I absolutely love, and I love this in the vintage as well. What I love about this is it's effectively the snow job rifle with a magazine, and I may buy more Rippers to get a couple more of these. What I did with the vintage is I just cut the blade off, and then that's like my perfect sort of modern update of the snow job rifle, for me at least. So, you know, I would love to get more of these. In the meantime, I mean, if we get more snow job rifles, I'd be happy with that. And then the biggest accessory of the bunch, probably the most obvious accessory of the bunch, the one that we needed to get with the figure, is the big sort of jaws of life Ripper, I guess. You know, Ripper by name, Ripper by nature. He gets this big, nasty thing. It looks like it has like the exhaust pipe from a car, maybe a motorcycle. I guess it makes sense that it's from a motorcycle, right? Heavily modified. Really, really fun. There's different colors of plastic here. There's sort of a gray pearl plastic on the jaws themselves. It's a metallic finish on the handle there, but the wrap is done in a dark gray. The exhaust has a bit of a metallic finish on the back. There is a metallic finish on the air intake or exhaust port. I don't know what that is. I don't know machines well enough to know what that is. But altogether, just a really, really fun accessory. As I mentioned, the jaws move, and they are geared, so you can sort of see the gears in there. So if you move one, the other one moves along with it, which is really, really cool. And then the handle is adjustable as well, so you can that'll sort of help to get some more dynamic poses, some more unique poses. The little hose on here, like, this thing is just really, really cool. It's a really fun accessory. The Dreadnoks, as I said, were not something that I needed, but heck, they're fun. So I'm very happy that we are getting them in the line. All right, let me get this guy all geared up and give my final thoughts. All right, so there's Ripper all geared up, and man, this is such a fun figure. This is a really, really good figure. I've opened a few recently that have been kind of duds, like, by classified standards at least, but this guy is fantastic. Super charming, really, really fun figure. And it's executed really, really well. You know, Buzzer's glasses didn't fit super well, which was a little bit of a bummer, as well as he wasn't able to carry everything. But Ripper can carry everything. They put a little peg on his back so that you can mount the rifle on there, which is fantastic. So he can carry all of his gear. You know, what doesn't, you know, this big nasty thing obviously doesn't store on his back or anything like that, but that's fine. He can carry it, so he can carry all of his gear. This is just a really, really fun figure. It's a fantastic figure, and I'm kind of happy to get a figure that is so much fun, that is executed so well. After a couple figures that didn't really land as well as I hoped that they would. But yeah, just a really, really good figure, and I can't wait to play around with him more and get the pose a little bit better. But you know, great figure, well executed. Really fun accessories, again, very well executed. So Ripper is definitely a figure that I would very strongly recommend. And you could get him as a Dreadnok, but you could also get him as some sort of, you know, post-apocalyptic, you know, Mad Max type thing going on. So a really, really cool figure. Like I said, one that I would very strongly recommend that you go out and pick up if you're at all interested, because you will not be disappointed with this figure. I got mine from eCollectibles.ca, and I would strongly recommend, if you want to grab some Joes, that the fine folks at eCollectibles.ca would be a great place to start. Mike will get you kitted out and get you hooked up with some Dreadnoks. But yeah, run, don't walk to your nearest retailer, or, you know, click as fast as you can to an online retailer and pick up Ripper, because it is an absolutely awesome figure. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss future videos, hit that thumbs up to get notifications. Until next time, bye-bye.